Owning a home is still the American dream, but it comes with plenty of emotional and financial challenges. Join real estate broker Ron Evans each week as he shares the latest industry and local real estate market news through interviews with other agents and industry professionals. If you're confused about today's real estate market or just want to understand the home buying and selling process, this show is for you. Here's your host, Ron Evans.
Hey everybody, this is Ron Evans. I am a real estate broker here in Orange County, California, and I host this YouTube channel as well as the podcast Real Estate 101. And today I'm coming to you with some information based on a lot of questions that I get about different areas here in Orange County. And I really think they can relate nationwide. I don't think it's specific just to Orange County, but it has to do with living in a gated community, and is that option appropriate for you? Now, I know that we have a lot of gated communities here locally to me. We have like Coda de Casa. You may have heard of that on like the Real Housewives shows. We've had some people that have lived in there. Kobe Bryant used to live in Coda. A lot of famous people have lived in there. But we have others around, and we have some like over 55 senior communities that are gated, and others that are just non-age specific gated. I think one of the misconceptions that always comes about is that if you live in a gated community, ooh, you're bougie. You must have a lot more money and things like that. I would tell you that around here, while the median house price point in a side of a gated community might be higher than a non-gated community, most of our gated communities do have housing available across multiple price points. You're not going to maybe find first-time home buyer homes in a gated community, but definitely, if you're looking at a specific price point outside of a gated community, you will typically find that inside a gated community as well. But there are some other differences, and that's what we're going to go over today. Now, I did write a blog post about it. It's just called Living in a Gated Community, and I am going to basically cover that blog post in this video today. And if you have any additional questions, please leave them in a comment or email me direct at realestate101@ronevansrealty.com, and I'll get back to you. Here we go. So living in a gated community. A gated community is basically a neighborhood that is enclosed by a fence or a wall surrounding the entire community. So it's not just partially enclosed, it's fully enclosed. And you have a gated entrance. Some of them have 24-hour guard, or at least 12 to 18-hour guards at the gate, while others just have a security gate and you have like a fob or a key code to get in and out. Many people who live in a gated community in Orange County do so because of lots of different benefits. People who don't think that there's some drawbacks. There's some inconveniences to living in a gated community. So let's find out if living in a gated community is for you. So the perception of living in a gated community. Let's cover that first. While you are looking for a house, keep in mind that there are some key advantages of living in a gated community, and these advantages will help you determine if life behind the gates is worth it. Although the perception exists that gated communities are expensive, like I talked about in the intro, they actually come in many price brackets and housing styles. Communities are no longer just for the super rich or wealthy. They are less expensive. There are less expensive gated communities that might just fit the bill. I've covered that already. You can find homes in a gated community in the level price points under $1 million here in Orange County, but you can also go up to, $2 million, $4 million, $5 million, $10 million. Depends on what you're looking for. You can also find condos as well as single family residences. You can find estates, large estates with lots of land, all behind gates. You can find waterfront properties, security in a gated community. One of the benefits is the security. So if feeling secure in your neighborhood matters most to you, being surrounded by gates might be a priority. However, not all gated communities have the same features, and crime statistics do vary by region. So be sure you do your research. Always look things up. There are usually extra security measures taken to ensure the safety of the residents. It's not unusual to see security cameras in a gated community or neighborhood watch groups. This is very, very, very common. Gated communities typically have lower crime rate than other non-gated neighborhoods and communities, also because the gates Because of the gates and the walls, homeowners experience a more private and secluded living experience. This is all true, but is not 100% the rule. There are certain gated communities that are very large gated communities within themselves and will have lots of different activities, clubhouses, and things like that. But they also will have large roads that come through your gated community because you're not just like a small neighborhood, you are a very large area. So it's not unheard of to still have traffic inside a gated community. You can still have crime inside of a gated community, but a lot of it is incidental. I don't want to belittle it, but a lot of it is like basically the kids inside the gates that get a little crazy, get a little rambunctious. But there are things that do happen within the gates. So you are not immune to the crime. What you might be more immune to is external crime coming into the gated community. So having crime perpetrated against you on from general public. Lifestyle. If you like to be active or entertaining, guests is a priority. Living in a gated community also might be the choice for you. Some of the larger gated communities, like we have here with Coto de Caza or Dove Canyon, offer amenities like golf courses, tennis courts, obviously pools, and clubhouses. Some of them have very beautiful clubhouses that will cost you a little extra to join, but can be well worth it if that's your lifestyle. Some communities even offer lakes, like Canyon Lake, with boat docks, and you can fish and do all kinds of things. Gated communities regularly coordinate sports activities like golf and tennis tournaments and neighborhood parties too. This is completely true. When you live inside a gated community, you suddenly take on a much more typically close-knit feel and being active within your role. Eco-friendliness and surroundings of gated communities. So today, many gated communities are green neighborhoods where the focus is on designing homes for energy efficiency, using advanced building science with eco-friendly materials to promote things like water conservation, indoor air quality, and just healthier living in general. This is true around here as well. We have some gated communities that, even though they are older, have different areas. So there's like in Coto, there's an area of Coto de Caza that goes back to the 70s, totally different style of homes and different things. And then all of a sudden in the 90s, they started really building out the other south part of Coto, which is much more typical of like master plan communities, lots of different home builders coming in, being more energy efficient, and lots of different things like that, different aesthetics to fit more modern day living. They are able to do this by integrating natural sources of energy, such as solar. We have a lot of solar here in our area, wind or water, into the architecture design of the home. So you'll see that a lot of homes today have water features, more water conservative, using wind energy, solar energy, lots of different things, and they make it tie into the architectural features of the home so it doesn't look like it's an add-on or that it stands out or that doesn't belong. It kind of just flows within the home as well as in the neighborhood. Traffic and noise are also taken into consideration when planning and building gated community homes. This is true. I kind of spoke of most gated communities you'll think of are just like smaller neighborhoods, maybe a few hundred homes, a couple thousand at the most. Occasionally you have areas though, like Coto de Caza, where they are very large, several thousand homes, and you actually end up having some thoroughfare type roads that go through. But they are usually on the perimeter, but just something you always have to be on the lookout for. Typically on all your internal roads in something like Coto or Dove or most other gated communities, they're going to be slower as far as like speed limits are concerned, speed bumps, roundabouts, lots of things that are done to kind of curb traffic and curb speeding to make it feel safer for drivers as well as pedestrians. You also might see horse properties and horses. So these are all things that kind of coexist. If you are enclosed from other outside neighborhoods and areas, you generally don't hear a lot of noise from roads and other outside sources. This is true. You're not typically going to see a gated community like backing a freeway or backing a football stadium or different things that might bring in external noise. They're usually more tucked away inner neighborhoods, or nestled up against mountains or foothills or things like that. So they can typically give you a little more peace and serene feeling. Gated communities here we have in Orange County. I've mentioned a few, but here in Orange County, we have different gated communities. There are some links on my blog post, which the blog post itself will be linked, that kind of go over some different areas, but they're different and suited to all different lifestyles and homeowners. Search some specific homes for sale, or get more information through my blog post, which is again linked here. That is a gated community in a nutshell. Again, if you have any questions, please email me direct, ron101@ronevansrealty.com. Drop a comment. You can text me 949-929-2270, and I will see you again soon. Look below for links to the blog post, which itself will have links to information about lots of different gated communities in Orange County, as well as homes and properties available to purchase. See you soon. Folks, I appreciate your continued support. If you haven't already done so, please don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. Leave your comments and questions below, and I'll get back to you when I can. Have a great day. See you soon.